We have a spoken word poet next. Belle Freeman is a performance poet and visual artist. She graduated from Cleveland State University in 2020 and received her bachelor's degree in creative writing with the minor in Black Studies. She's worked as a poetry teaching artist for various organizations, working closely with youth to help them express themselves through writing and art. She completed an artist residency with the Akron Soul Train, for which she created a gallery experience that incorporated her visual art and poetry. Her work can be found on various YouTube channels. Do I see Miss Raja? Yes, I do. Yes. Please. Oh, do you want to be? Yes, please come. Please. Please join me in welcoming Belle Freeman.
You know, I looked at the program and I was like, oh my God, I'm directly after the keynote. Oh no, so, no pressure, but with that being said, I chose to start with a long-winded thing I wrote at like 4 a.m. So keep that in mind as you listen, that it is something that I just wrote in my room at 4 a.m. one night. Just here's the problem I'm having. It's almost 4 a.m. and I'm thinking about the future of Google because I can't sleep. And I just turned my phone on and said, "Hey Google, turn my lights off." And I watched the darkness dance through my apartment, taking up more and more space as each light bulb faded out. And it looked like my apartment had just shut its eye. Beautiful, really. But now I can't sleep because it got me thinking. Because soon enough we'll be saying, "Hey Google, tie my tie. Hey Google, wrap my cousin's birthday present. Hey Google, feed me grapes. Hey Google, make small talk with my neighbors so I don't have to. Hey Google, wipe my butt. Hey Google, I'm horny. Hey Google, will you marry me?" And none of these thoughts were what bothered me, though. The reason I couldn't sleep, believe it or not, was because I pictured Google introducing a new feature where you could say, "Hey Google, shoot a man in the face." And right there on your phone screen, it'd show you a man you didn't know taking a bullet between the eyes because you just told it to. And truthfully, that isn't even the part keeping me up right now. The problem I'm really having is that I can't convince myself that you wouldn't try it. And yes, I mean you, reader. I worry that we, as a society, are moving in a direction where anyone who may just so happen to be reading this would in fact make use of such a feature if they found out it wouldn't get them in any trouble. And honestly, that's not even the part that's bothering me right now. I think the real issue here is that I can already picture the think pieces on how most of the victims of Hey Shootle have been Black or of color or poor, and how that's no coincidence. And I can already see them talking about how crime and poverty rates went down just as Hey Shootle went up, and how Black skin can never catch a break and all it can seem to catch are bullets. And I can practically see the post with pictures of white men with one of those stupid captions like, "Hank was a Hey Shootle victim, but you won't share his picture because he's white." And I can already feel myself typing away at that comment section, and I can picture myself hunting for metaphors in my brain for poems about it. Like this isn't a reality that seems far off for me. And I can hear the poems and see the protest and rallies already. And I can feel that sinking feeling I always get when I realize the protests and rallies and fundraisers aren't doing any good. And I feel defeated already. But I think the thing that I don't even know what's keeping me up right now, I think my problem really is, well, insomnia, first of all, but also the fact that I let this feel so real, and I actually let this get to me. Like there isn't real dystopian stuff right outside that should be stopping me from getting sleep. It's nonsense that this is the thing I decided to focus on as I was trying to get sleep to go to work in the morning, and it didn't feel too far off. Thank you. I'm going to try not to be here too much longer, but also like not too short. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna try and balance it. Like does that make sense? That is the plan. Okay. So when I was in high school, the assignment was bring in a dish from your country of origin. And I raised my hand in concern for the obvious issue here. Spat out something loud and full of young rage about the blackness in my skin, knowing nothing of its homeland. So my French teacher said, just bring guacamole. Because he likes guacamole. And since no one in the class was Mexican, and I was the only one so caught up in the hole in my plot that I should just relax and bring guacamole. And I don't know if you could say I was acting in rebellion, or trying to be funny, or being angry for the sake of being angry, but I carried a half-eaten bag of Apple Jacks to school that day. I did not bring the box, or even the milk. I only bought the bag, and I said, my origin is a lot like this cereal. Packed tight, sealed, shipped, and sugar-coated. Okay, this is probably going to be my last one, except I always say that when I do readings that this is going to be my last one, and then I'm going to be like, can I do one more? And then I'm going to do like one really short one after my last one that I always close my readings with, and I act like the one before it is my last one. Just so y'all know. Yeah, so this is my last one. There was a short period of time when I was 7 where I thought my family was rich and that we'd never be hungry again because my mom just told me that we had just gotten over $1,000 in food stamps. And since then, I learned I was wrong, stupid, young, naive, but this was the biggest number I'd ever heard my parents say when referring to their own possessions. And that week was the most full I've ever been, possibly even to this day. There's nothing hungrier than hunger itself. Hunger feeds on our wallets. Hunger sucks the flesh off the most desolate bodies. Hunger is nothing but a wide, selfish beast of a mouth that never stops swallowing you. I used to spend so much time not eating that I would throw up in public, and this would confuse my mother. She couldn't believe the body could be forced to give as a result of nothing being given to it. This, I try to explain, is exactly what hunger does. Fulfillment lies on the other end of exchange. We do not get satisfaction without giving something up for it. Think of hunger as landlord. Think yourself tenant. Think of your body as property you pay on but can't ever really own. Think of breath as another bill to pay. My rent is going up. The landlord says rising property value. My refrigerator is empty. I'd give all of myself to fill it again. Forced to give as a result of nothing being given to me. The other day, I thought I could probably stay afloat forever if someone could just give me $1,000 in food stamps right now. And for a week, I could be more full than I've ever been. And everything else would fall into place. And I guess I still need to grow up. I know I said that was my last one, but I'm going to do like one more. It's really short. Like I just like to end my readings with this one, so this is my last one. There have been a lot of different theories on how the world is going to end because of some man-made catastrophe, like nukes or climate change or coronavirus, but personally, I don't like the sound of those. I think they're all just a little too cliche. I think if I had to write the end of the world, I would have a curious black child running their thumb across the horizon until they found the edge of a smooth strip of tape. and they'd start scraping at it with their nail until it peeled away. And there'd be nothing holding the sky to the earth anymore. And the world would just peel back like the top of a convertible. No flames, no sickness, nothing nefarious, just everything collapsing into our baby's hands. Thank you.